This video is for educational purposes only, and only competent persons should attempt this installation.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on the light.
Okay.
Alexa, what is the recipe for chicken noodle soup?
Okay. For chicken noodle soup, I recommend chicken noodle soup.
Alexa, give me the weather for San Diego, California.
Currently, in San Diego, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies.
Alexa, who is the greatest electrical channel on YouTube?
I don't know that.
Hey, this is Bill for Sparky Channel, and today I'm going to show you how to install the Leviton voice dimmer with Amazon Alexa built in. And I'm going to show you how to install 2 remote switches that go along with this voice dimmer. So this will be a whole setup here. In regular switch terms, this would be called a 4-way switch, and in digital terms, this is a multi-location switch system with 3 switches. So let's get started. I'll show you how to do it. Alright, let's take a look at the switches. This is the Leviton voice dimmer with Amazon Alexa built in, and these right here are microphones. This is how this switch hears you, through these little microphones. And this is a speaker, and this is how it talks to you. This paddle switch is for turning on the lights and for brightening the lights. This paddle switch is for turning off the lights and for dimming the lights. On the back, you're going to see 5 pigtails, and they're all marked right on here. They're all labeled very nicely. This is your line wire for power. This is your neutral wire, the white one. The green one is a ground wire. And now, this is going to take a little getting used to. This is your traveler wire, singular. In standard 3-way and 4-way switches, we have 2 traveler wires. In this digital type of switch, we have 1 traveler wire, and it is red and yellow. Your load wire, this brings the power to your light in a switched manner. This is called a DWVAA. We're going to have 2 remote switches. They're each labeled top. We're going to have a remote switch here, a remote switch here, and the voice activated switch. So this one is called the matching switch remote, and it's for use with DWVAA Digital and DWVAA Smart switches. It has a terminal for the black wire right here. That'll be your line wire. It has a terminal marked yellow/red. And our system, the red wires will be going right here. This is where the traveler wire goes. And on this side, we have a terminal marked WH. That's where the white neutral wire goes, and it has a silver terminal screw. So we're going to be having 2 of these matching switch remotes and 1 voice dimmer. These are fairly large switches, so it's important to have enough room in your boxes. What I've done is I have 4x4 boxes here, and I'm going to be putting on mud rings on the top of them. And these are mud rings that you would use for plaster. These are 1-inch mud rings. I'd also like to mention that I've put these boxes close together like this to increase viewer visibility, so you can see what's going on, hopefully, at all times. So I want to give you an overall picture of what's happening. And we have a cable coming into this system right here, bringing the electrical energy into the system. And this is a 12-2 with ground cable. It comes out right here, and then over here we have a 12-3 with ground cable. You see, a 12-2 just has 2 conductors. It has a black and a neutral, and it has a ground wire that is back in the back of the box right now. So this is a 12-2 with ground coming in, and then going over to the next box, we have a 12-3 with ground. So here's the 3 conductors right here. We've got the black and the red and the white, and it's got a ground wire right here. And it comes out over here. This is a 12-3 with ground right here. And then over here we have another 12-3 with ground coming to the last box. And then going to the light, we have a 12-2 with ground. That'd be a black, a white, and a ground wire, and that goes to the light. So on a standard 4-way switch system, you would have a 3-way switch right here, you would have a 4-way switch in the middle, and you would have a 3-way switch right here. On this system, we're going to put the voice activated switch right here because we need to put this red wire to this load. So this voice activated switch is going to be over here. Then the matching switch remotes will be right here on the most upstream box of the system and in this middle box right here. Matching switch remote, and voice activated switch. The first thing to do is to find the line wire. Now this is already marked line, but we need to make our own test. In electrical work, always make your own test. Never believe anybody. Here's my Fluke 1AC voltage detector, and we have turned the circuit breaker on, and every one of these wires is protected at the end by a Wago lever nut. When you do this test, you need to put some kind of protection on the ends of your wires, okay? Don't leave them exposed and do this test. Be safe and cover up the ends of your wires. Okay, so we're going to take this voltage detector, and you see the light there is an audible alarm and a red light. That means that it is hot. This system is hot now. That's why all the wires are protected. Now we're going to go through and we're going to look for the line wire. We only want to see one wire be hot. That's why none of these wires are connected. All of them are disconnected. That's how you got to do this test. So we're going to go, there it is. There's your line wire. Okay, so this was correct, and we verified it. It already said line, but we verified it. Before we turn the circuit breaker back off, I'm going to make one more test. This is my Fluke 117 multimeter, and I'm going to put a lead right in here. See, these Wago lever nuts give you a port for testing, and you don't have to take off. There it is right there, 120.8 volts. So that shows we have an excellent voltage, and you can check to see if your ground's good. You put this back here on a ground. Okay, so we have a good grounding system, and we have good voltage. And we also know that this is your line wire, the wire that brings the electrical energy into the box. I have now turned off the circuit breaker. I'm going to make this test again, and it shows 0 volts. Also, I'm going to use my voltage detector, and we see that the electricity and the circuit breaker is indeed off. I'm going to start the wiring, and I'm going to start with the most upstream box, and then the second most upstream box, and then the most downstream box. And I'm going to start with the ground. So we already have a ground wire. This is a pigtail that goes to this connector that's in the back of the box. Then you tighten it down securely. So now we're going to work on the neutrals. Okay, so we have a neutral here and a neutral here. This is a Wago lever nut. We're going to put that there. We're going to put this right here. And I've prepared a white neutral pigtail. We're going to put this right in here. So this terminal has the WH, and it has the silver terminal screw. And this is where the white neutral wire is going to go. And we put it right on there like that and tighten it down securely. This red wire running from here to here is going to be used as the traveler wire. This red wire going from here to here is going to be used as the traveler wire. So the red wire is going to be used as the traveler wire the whole way. There's only one traveler wire. There's not two in this system. Okay, so these are the traveler wires. It says right here, yellow, red. We'll have a red. This is going to be our traveler wire. You take it and put it to this terminal. It's a bronze colored terminal. You tighten it down securely. Now we have a black wire. This is the line wire. Get this all out of the way. Okay, this is the line wire coming in, and this is the continuation of the line wire. You see, this is going to be a line wire. This is going to be a line wire, this is a line wire, and this is going to be a line wire. Okay, this is a load wire going to the light. So line wire, line wire, line wire, line wire, line wire, line wire. These are line wires. So I'm going to use a 3 connector Wago lever nut. Put that on there, click it down. Put this one going over here, click it down. And I have prepared a pigtail that will go to the device. And click that down. Okay, here's the device. And here it says BK, which means black. So I'm going to take and put this wire right to this black terminal and tighten it down securely. Okay, so this is all wired. Let me go over it. We got the green going to the green grounding screw. We have all the neutrals hooked together, and there's a pigtail going to the device. We have the red traveler wire, one traveler wire, going to the brass colored terminal. It's marked red or yellow. And we have the black line wire going to the black terminal. So that's very nice there. We're going to have plenty of room in the box. So in the middle box, we're going to put another matching switch remote. And I'm going to start with the ground. So I'm going to take this, and you put it right in there, and you go right around like that. And then you take and crimp your wire and tighten it down securely. Now I'm going to get the neutrals together. You see, basically, we're going to be getting the neutrals together with a pigtail that goes to the device. We're going to be getting the traveler wires together with a pigtail that goes to the device. We're going to be getting the line wires together with a pigtail that goes to the device. So I'll put the 2 neutral wires, and then I'll put the 3rd pigtail right in there. And now we're going on this side over here to the silver neutral terminal. Tighten it down securely. The white's going to be on this side. So what I'd like to do is I'll press these wires over here, and then I'm going over this way with the lever nut. Okay, and then the white wire will come over here. You see how I do that? I bent the wire over this way, put the wire connector over here, and then the wire goes here on this side. See, the white wire goes on the left side of the device. So I wound up with the wire connector over here on the left side of the device. Now our red traveler wires, we'll put those in the Wago lever nut all the way in, click it down. Then I've prepared a pigtail, a red traveler wire pigtail, and that's going to go right here. It's marked red/yellow. So we have red, and we'll tighten it down securely. I'm going to take the black line wires, and here's a pigtail that I have prepared to go to the device, and put that in like that. And we're going right here to the black terminal and tighten it down securely. So there's your middle remote switch. So now the voice dimmer. And we're going to start with the ground again, but this one has a pigtail, you see. So you take the pigtail, and we're just going to go right here to the Wago lever nut. Put it right in there. Click it down. See, our ground wire is already done. That's such a nice, convenient feature of the Wago lever nut. We're going to do the neutrals, and I'm going to use a 3 connector Wago lever nut. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So now we're going to hook up the red traveler wire, the one we've been bringing all the way along, and hook it to the traveler wire, which is the yellow and red wire. And put it right in there, click it down. This is your load wire. It says load on there. And it goes to the load wire. That's the one that goes to the light. Okay, so we're going to put the Wago lever nut on there. And put this load wire right on there. So the load goes to the load. Here's your line wire. So we've been bringing the line wire all the way along. And this is line wire, and this is line wire. So this goes right here. You click it down. This goes right here. There. Okay, we're all wired. Now let's go over the whole thing. On our most upstream switch, you put a remote switch. And this is the ground, and this is the neutral. You see the neutrals were all hooked together, the grounds were all hooked together. So it goes neutral and ground. Okay, now you had all the line wires hooked together and it goes to the line. And then you have the traveler wire, the red wire is the traveler wire, and it goes to the bronze colored terminal. All right, that's the first one. And the second one's the same way. You see all the red ones are hooked together, the white ones are hooked together, the black line wires are hooked together in the same fashion. So we have green ground, neutral, line, traveler. Okay, then over here we have line going to line. We have, this is the load wire, and it goes to the load. So line to line, load to load, ground to ground, and neutral to neutral. So that is our wiring system there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put black electrician's tape around the terminals for safety. The voice activated switch doesn't need any tape because there's no terminals on the side. Now I'm going to put on the mud rings. Normally I put these on earlier prior to putting on the switches, but I wanted to wait till the last possible moment for best visibility for the viewers. Okay, now we tighten down the switches. There we go, make sure they're all nice and straight. The screwless wall plates are included with the switches. Then just snap on the screwless wall plates. The little indentation here goes on the bottom. There you go. After the system is installed, go to or download the My Leviton app on your smartphone. Follow the instructions on your screen. Tap the plus symbol to add a device. Tap voice dimmer. Follow the app instructions to set up your voice dimmer and register with Amazon Alexa. The next thing to do is test out your My Leviton app. So I'm going to increase the brightness of the bulb. It's now at 88%, and I'll go all the way to 100%. Okay, so now it's at 100%. I just went to 36%. You see the brightness went down, and I'll turn it off. So my app is working great. Now we'll test out the voice activation. Alexa, see the little blue light coming on? That means that Alexa hears me right now. Alexa, turn on the light to 86%.
Okay.
Alexa, dim the light to 33%.
Okay.
Alexa, what's the weather today?
Right now in San Diego, it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today's forecast has intermittent clouds, with a high of 75 degrees and a low of 66 degrees.
Alexa, what is the recipe for pepperoni pizza?
Okay, for pepperoni pizza, I recommend pepperoni.
Alexa, increase the brightness of the light to 100%.
Okay.
So we see that this is all working correctly. Let's try the paddle switches. Here's the middle paddle switch. That turned it off. That turned it on. Now these two aren't dimmers. These two switches are just paddle switches. It turns off, and then you can use this paddle switch over here, and then you can do a combination. You see, Alexa, turn the light to 33%. Okay, so now it's at 33%. You turn it off here, you turn it on here, and it comes on to 33%. You can say, Alexa, increase the light to 89%.
Okay.
So everything's working great. The voice dimmer is compatible with dimmable LED, dimmable CFL, and incandescent bulbs. The voice dimmer should not be used with electronic low voltage, motor loads, or aluminum wire. To ensure proper communication, don't use metal wall plates. I'll put a link in my video description for the Leviton voice dimmer with Amazon Alexa built in. And I'll put links for the matching switch remotes. I'll put links in my video description for the Fluke 1AC voltage detector, the Fluke 117 electrician's meter, the new Klein 5-piece insulated tool set, and for all the individual tools. I'll put a link for the DeWalt cable stapler, the Klein cable stapler, Leviton spec grade 3 and 4-way switches, and for Wago lever nuts. Alexa, turn off the light.
Okay.